Welcome to GOlive TV, the future in your hands. The only multicultural IPTV station that brings communities together. Over 2.7 million people have already watched. GOlive TV, anytime, anywhere.
Now, on the last segment of the program, or the previous segment, we had gone into just some of the changes that are occurring with music and whether or not those changes threaten spiritual growth. And Pastor so ably answered and shared that we are to embrace change once change is in accordance to God's will and within the context of righteousness, then change is fine. But we see where if self is injected, where changes can go against that, counter to God's will, and be a threat to spiritual growth. So we just have a few more questions just to look a little deeply into some other aspects of the changes that are now occurring with music. And Pastor, the first question is, if each church with its diverse values develops its own culture, what advice can you recommend that we allow the worshiping body to live in harmony in this changing time?
Thank you for that question. And you're doing a great job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You taught
me well.
You
make me feel comfortable in the interview. Wonderful. I want you to hold on to this word, blended worship. Okay? We're not a monolithic, no congregation is a monolithic congregation.
Okay.
One shoes doesn't fit everybody. So in a congregation, any growing congregation, you will have basically at least 4 generations worshiping at the same time.
Okay.
You have the builders, the boomers, the busters, and millennial.
Yes.
Welcome.
Right.
And so each of these have different taste buds.
Yes.
The builders are, say, they're probably 85, 90 now. They're accustomed to the hymns and opera.
Yes.
And double bass and things like that, ragtime and so on and so on. The builders, you have the builders, you have the millennials or the busters. But the busters, they make all the change, they are the one making the changes, but they come in with a different style. They would prefer to have a band where you have a synthesizer, you have a guitar, and drums. They brought in the drums. And it came off, that style of music came off pop music. That's why you'll find that you never see, most times, you'll never find praise music and a pipe organ together.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Right?
Yes.
You'll find praise music with a band, with guitar and drums and all that.
Yes.
Because it came off pop music. The Beatles. Praise music is very singable, very short, repetitive. Okay? And so you find the older people, they want the hymns with 3 and 4 verses. Praise music, 1 verse, and you repeat.
Repeat, right.
Over and over.
Time, say 7-Eleven.
Exactly. So, and the young people gravitate to this type of music. The older folks will gravitate to the hymns. There's nothing really wrong with both. There are hymns that are not based on scriptures per se. The background, like Beethoven, I think was one of his hymns, he put chorus in it, a chorus. And some songs are based off nature.
Yes.
Some praise music also based on everyday, can relate to everyday life. and some have tinge of secular, But there's no music that is perfect.
Okay.
But there's acceptable music.
All right.
That's the difference. You
Interesting.
see? So, how can we fit these two people? How can we fit these different peoples in the church and make it work and have everybody satisfied?
Okay.
That's the big question. And that is, what can be recommended is called blended worship. So that means you don't have hymns because you have young people who gravitate to the praise music.
Yes.
So you would have a combination of music.
Yes.
Like you would have the hymns, also some hymns, some praise music. Also, I noticed that most of you guys, you have changed the pipe organ and put Hammond.
The Hammond, yes.
Hammond organ, which goes well with the band.
Indeed, it does.
Exactly, right? So, if you have an electric organ and or pipe organ there, touch it up now and again. Let the older folks feel happy. Because really, what happened? They feel squeezed out. They have lost their hymns, and they have lost their instrument, and they don't feel like they fit in, like the programs that are planned to incorporate them. And so they perhaps will just stay home.
Oh.
You don't want that,
Right.
because they don't feel worthy. They don't feel accepted.
Right.
Right. So both young and old need to have respect for each other. They all need to understand that. And of course, before I go there, the folks said, well, you don't want to change? Well, all right, so we will wait until you die. Because you are way ahead of us. You are 75, 80 years. We're only 35, 40 years. So, that's why I'm saying change will come with you or without you, or me without you.
Right.
So, going back to make it short, have blended worship, incorporate, make sure, study the culture, the demographics of the church. Because we are not monolithic people. We come from Africa, we come from the United States, we come from the Caribbean, all over the world, and we are accustomed to things of our birth,
Yes.
where we're born, or culture. So make sure, the worship team or the worship person in the church, the music worship team, must understand the congregation. That is number one.
Yes.
Understand and choose music that's germane, that the people can identify with. Music worship must be in the vernacular of the people. So if you have worship and planned worship that the people inside don't understand and don't embrace, then everybody will be going sad. A few people will be happy. So Martin Luther said, music, must be in the vernacular of the people. So choose music, choose styles, competition that the people can identify with, that they will worship. Now, by the same token, the first person, or the first, I don't want to say person, but God must be satisfied first. Right?
Indeed.
If the vertical is right, then the horizontal is right.
Amen.
The prayers go up, then the blessing comes down. That's how worship goes and music.
That's the equation. And Pastor,
That's the equation.
You have said a mouthful. And once again, I think you may have answered my last question.
Yes.
But I'll ask it anyhow and see if you have anything more to add before we end the program. As you mentioned, some persons may prefer traditional music, which is the hymns. Others may prefer praise music, which includes the band and the guitar, the piano, and so on. And you mentioned the difference between organ and the Hammond and how it applies to different generations. Now, I think you may have answered it, but I think it's good to repeat for emphasis.
Right.
How can we ensure that every member within the congregation leaves spiritually edified?
Okay.
And this is in the context of music now.
All right. So you will make the attempt. You're not sure that everybody will be that satisfied, but you can make the attempt.
Good point.
And I think I've answered it and said a lot around that. That make sure you know the demographics, have an understanding where each person or group is coming from, choose music that they can identify with, and incorporate them in the planning
Yes.
of the program. Have a business meeting. Let them know that we are doing this. Do you have an input?
Yes.
When people are involved, then they and make decision, whether gain or loss, they will be on board.
Okay.
We make it together, we fail together, or we prosper
Or
together.
prosper together.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Pastor Herlock. And ladies and gentlemen, you have heard from the founder and the speaker of Revelation Revealed Ministry, sharing his views on music. And Pastor, just before we leave, I want you to repeat where they can get in contact with you, as well as how they can get your book.
Okay. So if you go to rrevealed.org, it will take you to my website, rrevealed.org. And it will take you to my website. My book is there. You can purchase it. And also you can call me at 647-226-4178. And the next time I'll give you my email. I can't remember it.
All right, no problem. You will see more of him, don't worry.
Yes.
We will be back. And until next time, we wish you God's blessings, and we pray that you'll continue to support this ministry.
So long. Thank you.
Kind of homesick for our country. our family.
This is our life.
And we are Leuna.